Hey everyone, thanks for listening to the Shadows of the Moons podcast, where we talk about everything from aliens to metaphysics, cryptoids to cover-ups, witchy stuff to awakenings. And at the end, if we have time, some tarot readings to throw in there. But we discuss it all with you at shadowsofthemoons.com. You go there, hit the podcast button, and chat away with us. We look forward to seeing you there. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time you are listening to this podcast. I hope you are having a grand one. How are you today, guys? How you been? First off, I want to apologize for the podcast being late. It's no excuse for this being late, but I do want to say springtime in Valdez, Alaska. That means ice melting and rain. And what comes with that is sometimes water leakage. And unfortunately, we've had some water leakage come in and been dealing with that all week. So that is the reason this podcast is late, and I apologize for that. Usually I do my podcasts on Monday and Tuesday, edit and upload them. And, well, this week I just didn't have the time, unfortunately, but I'm here now. And so today on this episode, this is the second installment of the Law of Attraction series, and today we're going to be talking about awareness and self-discovery and values. I just want to say that there are a lot of Law of Attraction teachers out there, and most of them are absolutely fantastic. I've listened to a lot of them, I've read a lot of them, I've studied a lot of them, and they're just amazing. But sometimes their services or whatnot don't include, like, really going deep into your values. And I wanted to make that a part of my passion, to put that in my course, just because of the fact that, well, I couldn't say course, but coaching, I guess. Because to me, I want everything that I'm teaching you to stick. And knowing that better self is in you, really feel special about yourself and everything. And to do that, to me, putting values in means a lot, because it's your core values. And sometimes we don't recognize that. So we're going to go over some exercises and everything to figure out your core values. I mean, obviously we know that, family is usually big if you're a parent, and stuff like that. We know those, but let's delve deeper into values and figure it out. And that's why when you go to my website and get one of my services, you kind of get them all in one, because I want to do everything I can in my power to help you feel your best. And so we're going to do everything we can, right? And that's why I added the values in my program, because of the fact that let's get down to business and find your core values. And so with that being said, all my worksheets that I talk about today and exercises will be on my Patreon, and you can go to patreon.com/Shadows of the Moons. And all the worksheets will be there, like I said. I'll upload them there. So what we want to do today is figure out what areas of your life are bringing you the most satisfaction, and the areas that are not so satisfying, right? So when it comes to values, your values are your internal motivators. They basically form the bedrock or foundation of the most meaningful success in our most important peak moments. They also define the essential aspects of our character, who we are. They express our true best selves. And that's, like I said, why I add them into my program, because they mean a lot. And they also help to clarify where to invest our time and energy, and where we'll get our best rewards. They uncover clues to our life purpose. And the best things about values is there's no right or wrong values. They're different with the morals and beliefs that we have, and they can evolve over time. Something that you might not, enjoy now, you might enjoy later, or vice versa. And when we're living in alignment with our values, we tend to feel more alive, more present, more engaged, more peaceful. The best one, more fulfilled. Even when we're going through tough challenges in our life. If you're more aligned with your values, you feel so much better. When we're out of alignment with our values, that's when you tend to feel stressed and frustrated, pulled apart, numb or stuck, or even lack of motivation. It doesn't make you feel right. So it's like, even when we're having successful days, if we feel that something's not aligning with our core values. Just engaging with our values gives us strength and help us choose what's our best course of action at any given time. So, because values are intrusive motivators, a deep awareness of them can be helpful in helping us achieve our personal goals. And today, right now, you're paying attention to what most matters. So when we go through these values and worksheets and exercises, we can actually figure out what our values are and how strong they are in our lives. With that being said, we're going to take a quick break, and I hope you come back and enjoy the show. Okay, welcome back. Let's get back into our values here. So, with value exploration, I have a couple of exercises to help you assess your goals, or assess your values, and see what values are truly your core values. I do have a list of some keywords, and by all means, please add to this if you go to the website and download it. There's different words that you can use and put in there, because sometimes, not every list is going to have what you are thinking or whatnot. And remember, when it comes to our values, there's no right and wrong. It's only who we are. So, with that being said, some of the words that I have written down are accomplishment, acknowledgement, adventure, authenticity, balance, beauty, boldness, calm, helpfulness, honest, thankfulness, tolerance, tradition, and so on. So, to get started on clarifying the values that are most important to you at this time in your life, because like we said, remember, values tend to change sometimes. Ask yourself, what moments or achievements in your life have caused you to feel most present or alive and engaged and clear and proud? Ask yourself, what values did these moments represent? What values were you acting on, expressing, witnessing, or being touched by? What people in your life have you most admired, respected, or have been most positively influenced by? What values do they represent? What values in them were you impressed or affected by, in either observing them or interacting with them? What are some of the moments or experiences that you have felt deeply frustrated, offended, disgusted, or disappointed? What values were being squeezed out, stepped on, or stepped over at these times? So there's little tricks of the trade that you can, go through. And then we go on to, discernment. So from the list of the potential values, I want you to write down 10 values that have the most meaning, power, and impact for you at this time in your life. And I want you to basically take each value and spend a little bit of time summarizing what they mean to you personally and why. So say you've chosen the word creativity. Write that down and write down what being creative means to you. And then go ahead and write your definition alongside each value. And after you do that, prioritize them. On a 1 to scale 10, indicate the extent that those core values are present in your life and work. Sometimes it's easier to make 2 lists, one for work and one for personal life. And you'll be surprised that sometimes words overlap each other. So that's the first step, or first exercise, I should say. Then go down and pick out the top 5, right? And then out of those 10, pick the top 5 that are most important to you. And then using a marker or colored pencil, you can assign a color to each of the 5 values. Green being that this value is alive and well in your life. You are living right now with the alignment of that value. Yellow means caution, obviously. So this value is probably not active in your life to the degree that you want. So you want to pay greater attention to that value. And then the red dot means warning. This value is not showing up in your life. You may be living out of alignment with this value or ignoring it. So it may be causing some discontent or dissatisfaction. So to debrief these values, of your top 5 values, I want you to tell, how many are green, how many yellow, how many red. And which of the 5 values needs your time and attention right now. So you made your list. Which ones are calling to you? Why are these values calling for your attention? And I want you to go through and I want to know, after you evaluate this, how well have you been living with your alignment of your values? Are there any surprises in there? Sometimes that happens. It'll happen. Where are you motivated to make changes in your life so they're in greater alignment with your life and in greater alignment with your values? And how can your connection with values stay on track? What can you do to work on that? And then think about what current challenges or conflicts are you facing? What is your role and others play in this situation? How might you use your values to gain understanding or help direct your choosing course of action? Right? So then, let's journal. So sit down and you want to answer these journal questions. And like I said, all these worksheets will be on my patreon.com/Shadows of the Moons. So think about your last week, right? Ask yourself, where did I live in alignment with the top 5 values? And how did you feel about those areas? And I want you to take a look and see, what is the single area where I'm most out of line with my values? Where is my life feeling off or wrong? What would my life be like if I was living in alignment with all my values? What change can you make in your life to live in greater alignment with your values? And how committed are you in implementing this change? And where can you implement? So a little quick exercise to do for that, which to me is awesome. I love evaluating my life and just seeing, and I like getting excited. I like getting those little surprises and go, oh, okay. That aha moment where you're like, well, that makes sense. This is why I'm off here. There's other ways of doing it too. There's many more worksheets and exercises you can do to figure out your values and everything. My favorite one is the one where it's called the rocking chair exercise. And what it is you're looking back. You can determine what age you are, but you're in a rocking chair, whether it be in your house or on your porch. You know that old saying, on the rocking chair, in the rocking chair on the porch drinking lemonade. Pretend that's you, right? And then when you're kind of reflecting back on your life. And when you look back on your life, think about what it would look back at that age. And then what are the highlights that you enjoy reliving? Whose lives have you touched? What difference have you made in the world? Or in your life? Or in somebody else's life? What are you proud of? Looking back in your life, what are you proud of? What makes your heart open? What was soul satisfying in your life? How did you fulfill your life purpose? And how did you use your unique gifts to do so? Meaning, are you humorous? Are you kind? Are you organized? Those are your gifts. And what will your legacy be? Thinking about these questions can help you attune into what really matters to you. And consider what the main thing, if at all, emerges for you. What does that mean about your core values? To me, and then you can assess your life of where you are now with your career and profession, your family and friends. 1 being not, you can assess it 1 through 10 of not being satisfied at 1 or fulfilled at 1, and then 10 truly fulfilled. And you can go through and do your career and profession, family and friends, community involvement, finances, fun, relaxation, and creativity, physical and well-being, spiritual, soulful, and purpose, and spouse or significant other. And you fill out the wheel, the life wheel. And I don't know if you've ever seen it, but again, it'll be on the website. It's a circle, and it's got 1 through 10 on going different, like north, east, south, and west. When you fill out the 1 through 10 of how fulfilled or not fulfilled you are, you put them on the wheel of life, and you color it in, and sometimes it shocks you at what the results are. Like, wow, okay. And then it gives you a better idea of what you could work on and what needs to be worked on, or what you really just don't care about anymore. It gives you a little bit of a balance there. But these core value exercises are perhaps the most important self-awareness exams you could do. They really tap into what you could call your underlying life purpose. So it lets you take a peek of what you want at the end of your life, or regret what you might have done that did not reflect the values or utilize your innate gifts. So now that we've done that, you've looked at your core values, I want you to ask yourself, if money and time weren't an issue, what would you do in your life? Just what would you do? Anything. And what would you want to experience? Ask yourself, how do you want to grow? What areas of life do you want to grow? What would you want to contribute to the world? Ask yourself, who am I? Or why am I here? Go back to the rocking chair exercise and ask, where am I going and how do I want to be remembered when I'm gone? Ask yourself, if I achieve my life goals, how will I feel? How will you feel in that moment that you realize that you've achieved your life goals? Now, how can you feel that way along the journey? Would you feel happy? Would you feel enlightened? How can you make yourself feel that way on your journey there? Ask, what is most important in my life? What do you value the most? Or what am I most passionate about? Ask, what brings the most joy and sense of peace in my life? What does success look like? And what do others admire about me? And if you don't know what others admire about you, take your top 5 friends and ask them, what do you admire about me? Or what do you think's good about me? See what they say. They know you best. And lastly, what are your top 10 achievements? Now, looking back at that, write a mission statement. And what a mission statement is defies your essence and your mark that you would love to leave on the world. The right mission statement for you will inspire you to jump out of the bed with passion and live your purpose. You'll know. So how do you write your mission statement? Well, step 1 is identify and past success. Look at your questions. Look at the last question. What's my top 10 achievements in life right now, right? Then number 2, identify your core values, which we've done. We've already done that, so it'll be easy. And then identify what you want to contribute. Look at question 3, which is, what do I want to contribute to this world? Writing these down, you already got them, so you're 90% done. And then step 4, identify your goals, which we'll get into next segment. That's what our next segment's going to be. But you've already answered part of that with the question, what do I want to experience in a life if I had no money or no time, worries? Or how do I want to grow? Or what does success look like to me? You can begin writing your personal mission statement. And once you have that, you kind of have a way of which way you're going to go, which is amazing. I hope this helped a little bit. And like I said, all my stuff all the worksheets and everything will be uploaded on the patreon.com. Next podcast, I might do it tomorrow, I'm not sure, since I'm so late, is going to be setting goals. And what we're going to talk about is why we set goals, how to set goals, making sure they're in tune with your values and core beliefs. We're going to go through all that. So anyway, I hope this helped a little bit. Yeah, so sit there and reflect and think about your core values. And I hope to see you next time. Take care. Well, folks, that's going to do it for this week. So I just want to stop in and say thank you so much for joining us on the Shadows of the Moons podcast. Make sure you pop over to our website, shadowsofthemoons.com. to join in the conversation, read about the services we offer, access the show notes, and discover our social media info. Along with that, if you would like to subscribe to our show on SoundCloud, you can do so, or anywhere you find podcasts. That way you'll never miss a show. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to our chat next week. Talk to you later.